that's called high interest loan or high interest debt, you want to tackle that, because if the market flatlines or goes down, because we never know what's going to happen, or you lose your job, that's going to compound very, very, very quickly. That's a tough one, because if you put it all in student loans and the market continues this bullish run, you would have made way more significantly on investing returns than you would of interest on your student loans. However, if you put your money in the market and you either A, the market pulls back, or B, you lose your job and now all of a sudden you have debt, that debt is going to stay. I would say, can I be honest with you? Here's what I would say. Let's forget about the market and investing. Let's focus on two things. You stated, Stocky, I've been putting money away this year for paying off debt. That's what your intention was. You said you have $20,000 saved. Okay? You have $26,000 in school debt, in student loans. You have $8,500 left on car. And you are wondering what to do with your money. Here's what I would say. This is just completely anecdotal because I don't know your situation. I would say you need an emergency fund. Emergency fund is important because you never know when something bad's going to happen. Now, option one, you could put it all in this crazy bull market and make money, right? Because you're going to outpace the amount you're going to lose in debt if the market continues. But if the market flatlines or pulls back, you're now not making money and this is piling up against you. Option two, or scenario two, what if you lose your job and you need money? Well, now you have to pull the equity, or if the equity's down or sideways, you're screwed, right? So that's why you want to keep an emergency fund. Here's what I would say. I would say whatever you're doing and working that you're able to save that much money, you're doing good. So I would personally, with my $20,000 saved, I would focus on two things. Number one, I would pay this off, because this is what we call high interest debt. Okay, your car insurance, your car payment rate is going to be significantly higher than any student loan you have. I mean, some car rates are anywhere from 5% to 25% depending on your credit score. Okay, so I would personally take, of that $20,000, I would take $8,500 and just nuke the car. Wrong? Well, fuck you then. How about you start a stream and tell people your fucking opinions, okay, asshole? I don't know what his personal situation is. Okay? All right. Moving on. If I had $20,000, but I was able to save that in 1 year, meaning I make significant amount of money and I have low expenditures in my life, and I was sitting on $20K, I would take the $8,500 and I would pay off the car. Unless if your car payment has less than 5%, then I wouldn't focus on it. But most likely, if you have a higher than 5%, that's called high interest loan or high interest debt, you want to tackle that, because if the market flatlines or goes down, because we never know what's going to happen, or you lose your job, that's going to compound very, very, very quickly. Okay, I don't know when you got your car, your car, whatever. It just depends. I don't know. If it's less than 5%, then you don't have to worry about it as much. But what you're going to want to do is you want to make sure you have an emergency fund, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're also getting, I don't know what your job is. I don't know if you have a 401k or an IRA or whatnot, but you want to tackle that as far as adding money, because then you're going to get free matching or at least get the tax benefit, and that saves you money as well. After that, then you have to decide if this current, if I'm able to save $20,000 a year and I don't lose my job, how do I want to tackle this? So I would say 50-50, right? So I would say 50% towards your investing, whether it's an IRA or 401k. 401k match, first of all, because obviously that's free money. HSA as well, if they do a match, and then after that, you could look for your IRA as well. And then you could focus on a traditional if you want to get the tax benefits now, or a Roth, so you just don't have to worry about taxes down the road. And then the other 50% start eating away at this debt. your car and your student loans. I'm a big believer in the 50-50. I don't like throwing it all in investing. I don't like throwing it all in debt, because you need to have money investing to grow the wealth you have, and at the same time you have to protect yourself against the downside. In an economy, especially like this, by paying off your debt. If you've been putting it away just for debt, then yeah, then pay the debt. Because if you're saying that you already are a freelance audio engineer and you have an emergency fund, I don't know what kind of, you're freelance audio engineer. Do you have your own business set up? Because if you set up your own LLC off of that, you can open up a SEP or an employer-based 401k, and you can actually double up on your investing and get the tax credit benefits off of that as well. I personally love getting rid of debt because I love the idea of not having that burden carry with me, and it helps me not have to worry about that coming back to bite me in the ass if something happens. So if you are a freelancer or whatever like that, and you're able to open an LLC or your own business, then you give yourself a lot more leeway. Like, for example, I have a SEP, which is great because it's my self-employed pension program, and it's a lot higher than if I was working at a regular job. Or a 401k is actually a nice little loophole as a LLC or as a business, because you get to pay yourself as an employee, and then do a match as the employer. And you can get up to like $58,000, I think, per year or something like that, or maybe it's a little bit lower. But I do like the 50-50. I'm very, very big onto never putting all your eggs in one basket. So 50% of the money towards investing, 50% towards debt. So that's how I would look at it. But if you save this literally just for debt, then split it 50-50 between the two of these. Student loans aren't going anywhere. If your car breaks down or you get rid of it, honestly, can I tell you another thing real quick? This might be something you want to think about. Just to throw this fifth option out there. You owe $8,500 on your car. You're freelancing right now, audio engineer. So you need a car, but I'm guessing jobs aren't that going, that big right now. Used cars are at all-time fucking highs. You could probably sell it now for more than you bought it for. What is this? Oh. You could probably... Thank you, dear, for giving my wedding ring back. Sorry. You could probably sell your used car for more than you paid for it. Pay off the debt, have money left over, and just fucking Uber to your jobs once a week. And that way, you double down by making money, paying off the debt, which is like doubling up on making money, invest that money until cars go down, and then buy a used car cheaper later on. There's so much right now